I got there at 16, and some of them guys didn't want me on the unit.
Right. Already, you were doing too much already.
No, they're like, hey, this guy's only 16, you know.
Oh, okay. So
I'm on the unit with big boys, right?
Oh, okay.
So they had a thing like going chest, you know,
Yeah.
it's like fighting, but you just hit each other's chest.
Oh, yeah. Go body.
Excuse me. So, I got him up with this dude's like 22 years old, and I put welts all over his fucking chest. I accidentally hit him in the face a couple times. And so his dudes put their arm around me, like, hey, anybody else want to see him leave or anything to say now? Or, that was the end of whether or not I was going to leave.
It's like an acceptance. It's like, oh, he can hang with us.
Well, they probably still didn't want me there, but because they had other units. They weren't PC, but they were for younger guys. And,
right.
It wasn't as... looking back, I probably should have went over there, but, anyway, yeah, it was.
It wouldn't have been no fun. You wouldn't have lasted.
Yeah, so that's what I paroled from. And
okay. So you back on the streets in San Diego.
Right.
Fresh off a basically big boy unit.
Yeah. Yeah, I paroled from there. I paroled to my mom's pad, and I stayed there like 2 weeks. I got my license, and I was like, man, I'm out,
Okay, so you're an adult. Oh, you're 16 now.
I was 17. I just turned 17.
Right.
And so I moved out to El Cajon area with my homeboy. And his mom's a fucking speed freak. She's using crank, but she's a biker chick,
Okay.
So dudes would come over, fuck her, drop the sack off, That's basically what was going on there. And then we'd use the dope to buy guns and whatever, right? Illegal shit, and trade it for more dope. Make money, party, kind of thing. And I got a motorcycle, I got a shovel head, and it's on, so I got a crew of homeboys that were, they were into building motorcycles.
Right.
Triumphs, BSAs, chopping them.
Yeah.
One of my homeboys welded, so they'd stretch the frames. Back then, everything's about choppers and all that shit, right? And
before it was popular, y'all had it popping.
Well, it was popular then.
Oh, okay, okay.
It was real popular. But, we're kids, so I was the youngest guy in the crew. I was 17. The older guy would be like 25, So here I am with Shovelhead. They're all riding BSAs, little flatheads, Sportster, And I took the motorcycle from somebody that owed me. So, I was...
How it goes back then.
Yeah, I was selling dope, and guys would be like, man, where you get your dope from? I'd be like, none of your fucking business, I was trying to be I'm carrying a K-bar knife. I got a gun. Oh, yeah. I'm dealing in guns and drugs, and, it was ugly. But, at the time I was telling myself I was having fun. But my thing was, I had my homeboys over my little crew.
Yeah.
None of them were in a bike club,
Oh, okay.
That was my ambition,
Was to be in a bike club or start a bike club?
Towards to be in one. That was my thing, I wanted to be in a bike club.
Okay.
And back then it wasn't like now. You only had a couple of clubs, 2 motorcycle clubs, that's it.
Oh, okay. Back then you only had 2?
In San Diego.
Oh,
North County, they had another club, but so that was my goal. My homeboys would tell me, hey, brother, you're fucking up. You're going to go back to prison. And I'd met guys that did murder beefs that did, second degrees. They were doing 5 years.
5 years, yeah.
First degrees, they're doing 11, 14 years.
Coming home.
And I'm meeting these dudes. They're cool,
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck it, I can handle that.
Yeah.
I can handle 5, 10, 15 years, no big deal. I'm young.
Yeah, it's nothing.
And so it's part of the game, then that's part of the game, right? So
yes, sir.
I'm slinging dope and doing all this shit, and I got this murder beef, and sent me to pen. I was in a bar.
Okay, yeah.
I'm in a bar, and I got 2 crimies. I'm in the middle. One's on this side, one's on this side, and they were drinking beer. And this bar has a policy: if you have a knife, you're supposed to give it to the barmaid. There's a sign right there. Check your knives in with a barmaid.
Right.
And my crimey asked the barmaid, "You want my knife?" And she goes, "Oh no, I trust you." So so a dude comes in and he's in this local bike club, and there was just a funeral like 2 weeks prior to this of somebody in a different club,
right?
One that we kind of favored,
Right.
This guy sat down and he says the guy's name, and he says, he was a punk and he got what he had coming.
Oh,
I'm like, man, you hear this shit, So my crimey on the right of me, he's talking shit to this dude, and the dude hit him in the face with a beer pitcher, knocked him down. So I jump up, My crimeys are both 24 years old. This dude that got killed, he was 31.
right.
So I jump up, hit him a few times, and then the other guy says, "Hey, let him fight." Well, the guy had gotten up off the floor. They engaged, go out the front door. They're on the sidewalk. So when I walk out there, that dude's on my crimey's chest, beating him in the face. So, I start kicking him in the side. And, I'm kicking field goals with his head and stomping on him. Be honest with you, I wanted to beat him down and take his patch, because I was just 17 years old.
Right.
Someone else stabbed the dude.
Right.
Forced the fight,
Right.
So we went to, we got busted. They offered two of us manslaughter.
Just to clarify, because I don't know, you mean like rip the patch off his vest? Off his cut?
No, he'd take the whole vest.
Take his whole cut from him. So that's like a biggest form of disrespect?
Yeah.
Okay.
And from what I understand, people don't do that anymore.
Right. Yeah,
Back then, that was the deal,
Yeah, I just assumed like if you came and you cut my neighborhood tattoo off me, that's like the worst way you could disrespect me is by burning my neighborhood tattoo off.
Right.
Okay, so yeah.
So like, if there's an age limit to be in a motorcycle club and you're 3 or 4 years under that age limit, but you're doing shit like this, and I'm thinking I'm gonna stomp this dude out and take his patch.
Oh, and take it to the people that you favor. Like, look.
Yeah. And what guys would do if you took someone's patch or cut, they call them cuts now,
Right. Oh, okay. Yeah.
You wear it inside out underneath your leather jacket. So you can flash it, whatever.
Right. You'd be like this, and it looks.
Ooh,
yeah. That's that turned up shit.
It didn't work out that way.
Right.
He got stabbed. They offered two of us a manslaughter, offered the other guy a second degree.
Okay.
Which, just from the deal tells you they got a good idea what happened.
Yeah.
So I'm like, no deal, and then my lawyer's like, hey, they'll give you assault with a deadly weapon, if you rat, man, no deals.
Right.
Then he's like, hey, if you sign a statement and agree to testify, they'll let you go tonight. I'm like, hey, fuck you,
Yeah.
I told him, hey, I said no deals.
Yeah.
But now when I got busted, I was 17, so I went to juvenile hall. But what I didn't know, my mom was a legal secretary, and she worked for this guy named Todd, so I go to juvenile court, and my lawyer goes, all right, we're going to give you a deal. You're going to get 3 years for assault with a deadly weapon, back to youth authority. And I go, hey, check it out. I didn't stab that dude. I ain't taking no fucking deal. And he's just like, what do you mean no deal, Well, I found out later, the judge was actually the guy that my mom used to work for.
Oh, okay.
The lawyer was a friend of his, and he's like, hey, take this guy's case, right?
Let's sweep it under the rug and get rid of him.
Yeah, give him a deal, get him out of here before anybody knows what's going on, get him back to youth authority. And as a favor to my mom. Mm-hmm. But I don't know what's going on. He doesn't explain any of this to me.
Right.
And I'm thinking I'm going to go to a jury trial and I'll beat it because I didn't stab the dude.
Right.
There was 10 eyewitnesses.
Right.
Yeah, there was like 10 eyewitnesses that seen this thing happen. So I'm thinking I'll beat it, And so we get to county jail and they offer us these deals.
Right.
I'm in the juvenile tank. And the deal's not just a deal, though. It's like if you want the deal and we don't, then you have to get on the witness stand and say what your part in the crime was.
Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh. So my lawyer says, look, man, once they got you on the witness stand, they can ask you whatever they want.
Right.
So basically, there was no deal because the guy with a second degree deal, he didn't want that deal. So we went to trial. We all got, we got found guilty of second degree murder. They gave us all 15 to life, and they gave the guy that did the stabbing an extra year for personal use of a weapon.
So 16 to life?
Yeah, back then enhancements were only a year,
Oh, okay.
But so actually, I'm guilty of aiding and abetting by vicarious liability. Carries the same amount of time as the charge itself.
Wow.
So I got 15 to life.
15 to life. And back then, 15 to life was something.
Yeah, well, they changed the game. Like I said, when I was out, it was like second degree. Guys got 5 to life. They're out in 5 years.
Right.
Well, I didn't know they passed these new laws, made first degree 25 to life, and second degree was 15 to life. I didn't realize that.
Oh, yeah. I got caught with the same kind of get down you got caught with. I'm seeing everybody go for 16, 2, and 3 for doing the same stuff I'm doing. Right. And then I end up going to prison, and you give me all these years. Like, wait a minute. That's not how everybody else when I was coming up was getting it. What?
Right.
But, yeah. So, in the county, you do your county time, you take your deal. Or, no, you take it to trial. I'm sorry. And get found guilty, 15 to life. Time to go to prison.
Right.
Time to go to prison.
Time to go to prison.
Reception center.
Yeah.
And I know this is a story. You kind of been conditioned for this on your way, but this is like the most natural progression of being next is prison.
Yeah, it was. I got there and I'm in that unit. It's kind of soft, because I'm a teenager.
Right.
Just turned 18, and so they send me down. They're like, "You're gonna be in this room for 3 days taking tests," and I'm like, got inmates giving these tests to us,
Right.
They're trustees there, whatever, PWC guys.
Okay.
I'm like, man, fuck that. I've been in the county jail for almost a year. I'm not sitting in here for 3 fucking days. I want to go to the yard and play handball, lift weights,
Yes.
So fuck your tests. I got a life sentence. Fuck you.
I don't need fuck what you think. I'm ready to go out here and kick it with the homies.
Yeah, and I'm basically telling the PWC guy, fuck you.
Yeah. What's PWC?
A permanent work crew.
Oh, okay.
At the reception center. They had a permanent work crew.
Right.
Back then when you went to prison, like when you go in the counter, you tell the inmate,
yes,
your religion, your race, your
Oh, okay. So you don't have to go see a lieutenant or none of that.
Emergency information, all that stuff. You gave that to an inmate.
Right.
He has your file there. He knows what you're in prison for.
Oh, yeah.
The clerk. They did everything.
Right.
So if you're in there as some hanky shit, by the time you got to your unit,
they already knew about it.
Right.
Good shit. Right. That was better. They need to go back to that way.
Yeah. So
we got to do too much homework now.
Yeah. So anyways, these inmates are given a test. So they go tell the sergeant, hey, this guy don't want to take the test. It's, whatever.
Right.
He's like, hey, asshole, you think you're a tough guy. I said, I ain't a tough guy. I just want to go to the yard and play handball. I don't fucking test. I'm doing life. I'm not no problem for you, but, So he put me in a different unit. And so I go into Cypress. This unit's slammed.
Oh, this Chino?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They only had Vacaville and Chino back then.
Okay. Right.
So
you said Cypress. I'm like, okay, I know that's Chino. Yeah.
So I'm in a unit now that a couple of guys are in a prison gang or trying to get in a prison gang. They stabbed some black dudes on the yard. And so they're still slammed.
Right.
And see, here's my first experience with this shit is dudes that stab shit, fuck shit up, they're gone to the hole.
Right.
Now I'm on the main line to deal with
the fallout.
So I get this right away in reception. Yeah. So I lasted about 2 weeks and I got a stabbing. And I got a 2-year shoot term for that. And I did about 4.5 years in the hole on that.
Right.
Because once I got in the hole, I just kept fucking up.
Oh yeah. And they had integrated yards back then, right?
No.
Oh, in the hole? Oh no. Okay.
They had gang yards and they had non-affiliated yards.
Oh, okay.
But even the non-affiliated yards, they were segregated.
Oh, okay.
White and Mexican, Northerns, blacks.
Right. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Then that's a change then. Right.
And back then there weren't really a lot of others, you know.
Right.
I think they had, later on we had a little a Filipino cat used to run with us.
Right.
But there was like 4 or 5 Asians maybe at the most. So that really, you know.
Yeah, that didn't come till later. That didn't come, and they still aren't like extremely deep, but that didn't really come. I know that they wasn't really fucking up back in the days, your days like that.
Yeah, but so in the whole, you had group yards. You didn't have walk alone shit.
Right. Yeah.
I see my first murder in there. You know.
What shoe did they have back then? Was it still Corcoran, or did you go to Pelican Bay? Oh, there wasn't no Pelican Bay back then.
There was no Corcoran, none of that.
Oh, none of this even existed. Oh, okay.
Every prison had its own shoe unit.
Okay, all right. So they had no shoe prisons yet. Period.
No, if you were in Tracy, you did your shoe term in K-Wing.
K-Wing, the whole. Yeah.
L-Wing was this whole. And then if you're in San Quentin, they ended up making San Quentin. Almost the whole prison was a lockdown prison except for West Block.
Oh, okay.
And A section was kitchen workers. West Block was the main line. That was it. So I ended up in San Quentin, you know, and it was ugly, man. First murder I seen, they stabbed dude in the neck, in the back, a couple guys. He bled out before he hit the ground, you know.
Right.
Guys are making jokes about, I bet you Sunday breakfast that guy's dead, and I'm like, yeah, no bet.
It's not a good bet.
Yeah, so when I seen that, I'm like, all right, I've been through the tough guy shit, get them up, fight, and all that. Yeah. So I recognized right away this is a whole nother level,
Yes, sir.
And I got San Quentin. I get I'm in the hole, and there's a San Quentin newspaper.
Okay.
Used to print it every week, and they would have all the stabbings and the violence, and different events, whatever.
Right.
But I'm reading this paper. There's a murder. They're talking about a murder. Guy got, later on I met the guys who did it, and got the whole rundown. Beat a guy in the head with a hammer, stabbed him, killed him.
Right.
And there's stabbings, and I'm thinking, shots fired. They shoot you back then.
Was it all live rounds back then?
Was it what?
All live rounds? No block gun?
Yeah. No, there was no block gun.
Right.
No. Folsom used a Mini 14.
Right.
That's it. San Quentin used a Mini 14 and a shotgun and a 38.
Damn. In case they ran out of bullets.
Well, the tier is so close to the gun
right.
rail,
Yeah.
They could shoot you at 38 close range, I guess. But
right.
The deal was if you were fighting, they would use a shotgun. But if you had a weapon, they would use a Mini 14.
Oof.
And
that range is going right through you.
Oh, the Mini 14 just bounces around inside your body.
Oh, okay. Tumbler bullets.
Yeah. It's like a 22 round high velocity. But so many dudes, they would shoot them and the pellets would bounce up. It was 7.5 grain birdshot.
Right.
So it would bounce off the concrete because they're shooting down.
It hit innocent people.
Yeah, I got pellets in my legs still from that shit. But a couple guys lost their eyesight.
Right.
The pellets hit them in the face. They went blind. So
damn.
They went to straight Mini 14s, and then they went to 9mm.
Damn.
Yeah, they had 9mm with glazer rounds. So
what's a glazer round?
That explodes when it hits.
Oh shit.
So like if they shot near you and hit a table, for instance, it would just explode. And,
right.
And then
very effective.
In New Folsom, they shot some black dude on the yard. He was swatting at a bee. Because I met his homeboys later, and they shot his arm off,
Damn.
Yeah. So it was ugly.
Yeah.
They're blowing body parts off guys, Yeah,
I remember my boy got caught with a ricochet from the Mini. We were in high desert, and it was popping on the yard. And they shot to the area. My homeboy was in the sally port on the 270 yard. That little straight sally port that goes. Right. He was in the sally port, and the bullet ricocheted into the sally port and hit him in the leg and messed off the whole. They had to cut off the whole bottom of his leg, basically.
Wow.
And,
it's ugly,
Oof.
ugly shit.
Yeah. So you first of all, just for the people can know, man. How many years did you serve altogether?
I did 38 years.
38 years.
Yeah, straight.
That's a long time. You've seen a lot. Like I said to you before in our pre-interview conversation, man. I did 18, but 38 years makes me feel like I didn't do nothing because let me for the people who's on my channel, let me explain why I say that. You guys think level 4 is hard when I tell you guys about level 4. Level 4 ain't shit to how prison was 20 years before I went there.
Yeah.
Like it pops, of course, it cracks. People still die, people still get hurt, all that shit still happens.
Well, San Quentin had 300 or 400 stabbings a year.
Yeah, see that
had one year I think they had like close to 20 murders.
Yeah.
That's in one prison.
Yeah, see.
There's blind spots everywhere.
And no hideout yards.
There's
nowhere to hide at.
Yards.
Yeah, ain't nowhere to hide out back then. You had to stay and deal with it.
And they had like white and Mexican prison gang next to black prison gang.
Yeah.
Just a fence down the middle.
Yeah.
And dudes would climb the fence, getting shot.
I've heard these.
Stab a dude on the other side of the fence.
Right. Yeah, see, I've heard these stories. I've heard these stories of jumping fences. I've actually heard about that.
I know a guy who did it. It's true.
It's crazy. So, I mean, you served.
So, for me, by the time I got out, you got guys, they don't like you. They have you 2-on-1. Two guys would jump on you in front of the cops to get you removed off the yard.
Right.
Or they go cut a guy with a razor blade. I'm like, dude, what's that? I'm used to guys, sticking shit in people and trying to kill them.
Leaving them dead. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, I told a story before about a friend of mine, Jeff. He was, he burnt this dude for some drugs in San Quentin. And the dude's homeboys were like, all right, look, man, here's a piece. You go stab his child molester. It's all good. You still kick it with the homies. Well, he went and stabbed the guy that burned him. And he was high on LSD at the time, too. The guy who got stabbed, he turned around and beat that dude half to death. The guy who stabbed him.
Right.
I mean, that was an education,
Yeah, it was gladiator school.
There was a white dude there they killed in San Quentin in '84. He was in a Chosen Few. It's the Interracial Motorcycle Club.
Oh, okay.
And he worked in the dental lab. They wanted that dude for years. I mean, I thought he was all right, dude. I didn't pass no judgment on him, really.
Right.
I didn't give a fuck. I'm trying to do my time,
Right.
But they killed him, and he staggered
for being in the Interracial Motorcycle Club.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they stabbed him. I think they stabbed him in the neck. He staggered over to 4 posts, fell over dead.
Mm-hmm.
It was
real in the field.
Never found the weapon. Back then you could kill somebody and nobody would say shit.
Right.
And that's the way prison was. Now you can't sell a fucking cigarette without getting told on. And I don't care what yard you're on.
Yeah, and it's crazy. Okay, so obviously you've seen I'm pretty sure most of the prisons. Did you hit any of the new fours?
Any new ones?
Any of the new ones? I mean,
what's a trip is my counselor at the time, I'm trying to get out of the hole, and she's like, look, I tried to get you sent to Soledad, Tracy, they don't want you.
Right.
By then I've been in the hole like 4 years.
Right.
She ended up becoming the director of CDC, Susan Hubbard.
Okay. So,
she's like, hey, give me a year clean, I'll get you out of the hole. And I'm like, hey, fuck you, man, She's like, hey, I go, look, is your word any good? She goes, yeah, my word's good.
Right.
It's all right. So I gave her a year clean. I'm like, hey, I gave you a year clean. Get me the fuck out of here.
Right.
And I told my homeboys, look, I'm trying to get out of the hole. And eventually I got to try to go to board and get out of prison,
Right.
And they're like, all right, cool. I'm like, I don't want to be a part of none of this weird shit no more.
Right.
So, I'm on the yard eating lunch. It's right there.
Mm-hmm.
Straight shot sideways. My homeboy's here, and this dude's next to me. Came from Tracy. And he was in the New White Family, they called it. And they used to run with a northern Hispanic prison gang.
Okay.
So white dudes would be plotting against the Northerners, and these dudes would run and tell them, and then the white dudes would get whacked.
Wow.
So I didn't know it, but this guy came from Tracy, and he's one of them dudes.
Right.
And yeah, my homeboy just leaned over me and started stabbing the dude. You know, I'm like, fuck. You know, yeah, I just got up and walked away, and they shot him, and I'm like, hey, fool, you almost got me shot, you know?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, well, hey, brother, you know, you said you didn't want to be a part of it no more, so, you know. I'm like, man, give me 5-minute warning, you know?
Yeah, tell me to go get something with somebody.
Yeah. So anyway, she got me sent to Vacaville for a Category X program, which is a 90-day observation.
Okay.
And she told me, think about it, because if you go there, this place is kicked back. But
Right.
if you fuck up, you're coming back to San Quentin. You ain't never going to leave here.
Right.
So I told you, I go ahead and run it.
Yeah.
So I did the 90-day op. Took actually 6 months in the hole. Then they let me go out to the main line in G3. They had a program called Security Housing Decompression Unit.
Right. So basically like a transitional housing to back to the line from the hole from
main
home.
line. And there were several dudes in there I knew. A lot of them I met. Been in similar situations. One of them's paroled now too. I text him every day. He's out in Arizona. He's out parole. He did 35 years, but he's in a bike club.
Yeah.
He's a little older. He was in
Right.
Tracy when all the white dudes are having it rough.
Right.
He actually put an end to it.
Oh, good stuff.
He was the guy that organized the end of that shit. But so I kind of, you know, I looked up to the guy and I admired him. And I listened to him, and he basically told me, hey, these groups are kind of cool. You can learn some shit from these people. These psychs that ran this particular group, one of them used to work on death row.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty savvy guys, you know.
Right.
So by this guy telling me it's cool to be in a group and learn shit from them,
Right.
that's like a green light for me.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And
because you're not going to take it from some lame that you don't know nothing about.
right. So I'm going to group and all that, but I'm fucking up. And then this dude got murdered in our wing. And, you know, I'm pissed off because I can't get a shower. And the cop's like, hey, man, they killed that guy. So I don't give a fuck, man. I want to shower.
Yes.
You know, by now, you know, I'm starting to harden up, you know.
Right.
Guy gets killed, so what? You've already seen you guys get murdered. Several dudes get stabbed, shot.
You go kill him after my phone call. I don't care about what y'all gonna do to him. Let me get my phone call first. Yeah.
So I ended up going to the hole. And that guy I told you about, you know, is in a bike club and shit.
Yeah.
He sent word to me. Hey, dude, he came down to the hole and yelled down the tier.
Right.
Like, hey, what the fuck's wrong with you? Because I'm in the hole. I'm thinking, hey, I'm going back to San Quentin.
Right.
You know, I'm burning, flooding, instigating. You know.
Yeah.
And he goes, hey, man, what the fuck? You want to come back to the main line or what? I'm thinking I'm gone anyway.
Right.
I had a deputy warden there who, Bill Nyberg. He had gone from a CEO all the way up the ranks to deputy warden. And he actually married some ex-convict's old lady on the street, you know. She became a prison guard. And, you know, he was a pretty cool dude for staff, you know.
Right.
But he had a group of guys. They were called Nyberg's kids. If you got to that pen, he would keep you there.
Right.
As long as you program. You know, he's, basically his rules were, you know, don't hurt nobody.
Right.
He told me to write a letter to him, you know. So I wrote a letter to him. The deal is give him your word you won't fuck up. Boom, let me back on the main line.
Right.
And he came to see me. He goes, you know, you got one chance. And if you fuck up, I'm sending you to a pit.
Mm-hmm.
Which was Folsom. So I did a few years there and in programs. I got into hobby, milling cabinet trade, doing woodwork in the hobby shop, which they don't have anymore. Hobby's pretty much dead.
Yeah.
Then the end of my program, you know, Vacaville was it's a hospital basically.
Yeah.
But they had the psych programs there, which were the lifer programs filling the psych department. That's why you went there to do it.
Right.
So they said, hey, we're going to make this a hospital. They did away with the lifer program. So dudes were hustling, trying to get permanent work crew jobs. And,
right.
You know, my cellie at the time, he was from Oakland. You know, we were partying it up, selling dope, making money. He goes, hey, brother, the party's over. You know, too many guys are trying to stay here. they were telling to stay there. They'd been there so long they didn't want to go back to the pen.
Right.
So my program was up. He was like, yeah, go talk to this guy and go talk to that guy. And I said, yeah, sure, brother. I went down to Hobby, packed all my shit.
Right.
Hobby, packed all my shit. He's like, did you talk to them guys? You know, he's an older cat. He got busted in 1970.
Mm-hmm.
I said, yeah, I talked to him, you know. But really, I was feeling like, look, if I try to hustle around and stay here, I'm just like these other fucking lames. So I ended up
I'm
going
just
back
going wherever the fuck they send me.
Yeah, I went back to San Quentin. The parole board had told me, because I went to my first board hearing, they said, we want you to go to DVI and finish your mill and cabinet trade.
Right.
So I'm like, all right. So I went to San Quentin. I'm like, hey, fuck Tracy. I want to go to San Quentin.
Right.
So I drive up to San Quentin, go to committee, and they go, welcome to San Quentin. You're going to Folsom. Because they're making it a level 2.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, man, they'll never do that, you know? I went down to Hobby, ordered a bunch of wood, signed up for a family visit. And then my wood came in, got my family visit the next day, and I got a paperwork in the mail saying, hey, you're going to Folsom. So I went to New Folsom. They cleared out the back. The back in New Folsom used to be the shoe.
Okay.
They cleared it out, sent them guys to Corcoran.
Oh, okay.
Corcoran.
Right.
And so they took us from San Quentin level 4 and put us there.
In their cells.
Right. And it was cool for a minute, about a month. Then it wasn't cool, you know.
Oh yeah, New Yard. Yeah.
Like I got there, we had yard all day long, you know, go in for count, come back out, and then it cut down to half a day, and it's like, you know, there's no hobby.
Right.
Fuck this, you know. I've seen some good stabbings there. But you know what, guys, like, there's no interracial sports now in prison.
Right.
Right?
No.
Blacks
back then there was?
Oh, man. This is level 4,
right.
New Folsom. A friend of mine just got out, you know. He's a shady character. A lot of guys don't like him, but I do. I met him there. And he's a gambler. He loves to gamble, make money.
Right.
I asked him about the Super Bowl. He goes, I don't give a fuck. But he goes, my team is the money. That's what I like, you know, the money. So we're playing softball, whites against the blacks.
Oh, shit.
And I look on the side, you know, the road goes down by the baseball diamond. Man, there's like stacks, cases of sodas, you know. There's probably 20 cases of sodas there. They're betting cases of sodas on the baseball game, you know.
Right.
And that's how prison used to be.
Right. It used to be just prison.
Yeah. I mean, there was tension, but it's like, you know what? Fucking guy can't play baseball. What the fuck, you know?
I think actually when I first came, we had an interracial softball game in 97 in High Desert, but then it ended up turning into something else. So they stopped letting us do it because it ended. We were playing. Actually, we had a blacks against whites softball game, and a white guy trucked the catcher, and that turned into something else.
Yeah.
Because he, you know, that's how the stupid shit happens. You know.
Well, so I'm in New Folsom, you know, and you know, it's a small yard, man.
New Folsom.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Beef facility.
Yeah.
I always end up on the shit yards, you know. Yeah. So you know, there's a guy there named No Brains, and this guy I had known in another prison. He's like, hey, come here, watch this. So I don't know if you've been in New Folsom. There's
I have.
a diner right by the gym.
I was there for years. Yeah. Right above when you come through the big gate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
from the back to the front.
Out in front of that, and he's reading his paperwork, and this kid, No Brain, goes up there and, you know, he's like hitting him in the chest 3 or 4 times and walks away. I'm going, fuck. He got away with it, but the guy unbuttoned his shirt, buttoned it back up, and went back to reading his paperwork. Like, I told this dude, man, what the fuck you give that dude? They gave him a razor blade handle with some razor blades on it. I'm like, man, that dude could have got shot doing that. And in New Folsom, they don't play.
Oh, I know.
They don't shoot you.
Oh, I was there for years. I know.
So I'm like, you know, this is bullshit. But there was a few good moves there. But anyways, I filed a 602 as soon as I got there, which is an appeal.
Right.
Say the board told me to go to Tracy, and I want to go to Tracy, finish my trade. And back then, if the board said to go somewhere, you went
That's
there.
where you went, right.
There wasn't all these prisons back then,
Yep.
So I went to Tracy, and like a week later, I'm on Fish Row watching TV with my cellie. Came from New Folsom also, and they had a riot in New Folsom, the yard we just left.
Right.
A few guys got killed, a bunch of guys got stabbed up. Yeah, it was. I was going through chow hall in New Folsom, and there was a little Mexican cat from San Diego on the serving line, little bitty guy. My homeboy Chili's got a big Superman on his thing on his chest, and so this little guy, he gives him an issue, an extra issue, and he goes, Superman. And back then I had hair, and I was a little slimmer and younger. And he tells me, Clark Kent, And,
that's right.
Then the guy behind me is a black dude, and this guy just loaded us up, and he sticks his tray out there and he gives him an issue. And he just looks at him like, hard rocking him. And the black dude got his tray like, kick me down too. And he tells him, man, fuck you. That's all you get.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, wow. Yeah, so when I was in Tracy, I seen on the news they had a riot with the blacks and the Mexicans, It's pretty ugly. But my cellie, man, I'm glad we left there,
Right.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
So you get to Tracy. Obviously, it's a big ride there. Did you get to finish your trade while you were there?
Yeah, I finished milling cabinet. I told my cellie, hey, I'm glad we left there,
Right.
Because by now, even though you harden up to that shit, you don't like it.
Yeah, you get tired of that shit. It's like
I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
A lot of it. I mean, people don't understand when you live in a place where, your door opens, your asshole's tight all day long until you're back in your cell at night and the door's closed for the night.
Yes.
And it's, anyone anything can happen to anyone at any time.
Yeah. Nobody's too big or too tough to get it.
Yeah. That's some serious stress.
Yeah. Yeah. See, people don't understand it. Like I tell people about that. Like, you guys don't understand that's why I'm cool on the extra violent stuff now. Like like, man, look, I'm trying to live my life, man. I'm not, you guys didn't have to live it like that, man. I'm tired of that.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
so now when I'm in Tracy now, they came out with a point system. So all the younger guys that were there fucking up, they're gone. Tracy's like a level 3/level 4.
Okay.
They put gun ports in the hallway so they can have level 4s there.
Oh, okay.
But originally Tracy's not supposed to have any guns in it,
Okay.
It's supposed to be a trade school for young guys. Anyway, all the guys that were in prison when I first went in, their points had gone down. They sent them all to Tracy out of Folsom and San Quentin.
Right.
So there's a hobby shop. They got a wood factory, a metal factory, mattress and bedding, garments. They're running 3 shifts and trading PIA. PIA's running 7 days a week, man. I mean, they had a night shift, a day shift, and a swing shift. It was just,
they were serious.
Guys are loving it, man.
Yeah.
So I finished my trade there. There was some violence, guys would fuck you off, beat you down.
Right.
Like right before I got there, my homeboy, I didn't really like him, but he's from my town. This one dude married this cop. She was a cop in Folsom.
Right.
He married her. He's in Tracy. So my homeboy's like, you know what? That bitch used to search our cells, step all over our photographs and shit. So he took the dude up in the shower and beat his ass for like 20 minutes. I mean, he was ramming his head in the wall. He fucked the dude off.
Right.
So it was violence, but and there was a few stabbings.
Right.